All right, guys, let's talk about Solo Shuffle. So, Solo Shuffle has been out for a few days now. Personally, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Seems like people are really, really enjoying it. But there's a problem. Well, there's a couple of problems with Solo Shuffle as it stands. And I'm not exactly sure what the solution is. But the problem mostly stems from the fact that nobody's healing. That's it. That's the biggest thing. There's not many people healing right now. So, I don't know if you guys have been looking at like Twitter or like playing yourself, but here's a nice little screenshot from Numbing. He's been sitting in a 1 hour and 40-minute queue for Solo Shuffle. Here's one. We got another hour and 14-minute queue. Here is a 1 hour and 44-minute queue. So I think what happened for these players, because all these players that are sitting like 2-hour queues, they're super high rated because people are actually already like 2,400 in Europe. I saw someone 2,500. Now, the thing about that is, when you're that high rating, I mean, Solo Shuffle's been out for 2 days or something like that. A lot of these players pushed. There was a lot of hype at the beginning of Solo Shuffle. And I mean, I still think there is. But yeah, people were just spamming Solo Shuffle. So naturally, a bunch of people got higher MMR, including a bunch of healers. Well, a couple of healers. And I think in each region, there's only like a couple of high healers, right? So if you're in like a 2,400, 2,500 lobby, it's not that many healers this early in the season that you can really queue into, right? So you're kind of just waiting for specific people to log on unless you want to get in like a really, really low lobby. Speaking of low lobbies, a second problem right now with this whole healer issue is that Blizzard is, well, the way it works right now is the algorithm. Well, I don't know exactly. This is my speculation. And this is like, I don't know exactly how it works. I really don't. But it seems that to speed up the queues, what they're doing is they're allowing a big disparity between healers, right? So it's like, oh crap, we got to get some games going. Let's just grab whatever healers we can. So you'll run into a situation where you have a healer that's 2,100 rated, 2K rated, and they're going up against someone who's like 1,500 or they're 600. You know, they're literally 1,000 rating lower. And what happens is two problems. First of all, the healer that's low rated isn't really having the most fun, because they're likely really, really outclassed, right? So they're going up against like a gladiator rank 1 healer, and they're just starting off and they're getting farmed. So they lose every round. So not really that fun of an experience for them as well. I can speak from experience. When you're in a lobby and there's a healer that's very good and a healer that's very bad, it kind of just feels like, you know, every single round is kind of predetermined. Whoever gets the less experienced healer is going to lose. So I don't think that's really a great experience. I also think it sucks for the healer that's really high rating. You'll see screenshots like this right here, where you have Wizzy, the priest. I saw this on Twitter. Win 5 games. All right, so they won 5 games, and they got 0 rating. Well, the reason why they got 0 rating is you can see down at the matchmaking. This is the most important thing about Solo Shuffle. Whenever you get into a lobby, the first thing that I do is I look at what is my matchmaking and what is the average matchmaking value of the game. If your matchmaking is significantly higher than the average matchmaking, then winning, you have to win or you're screwed. Like, I think it's very unfortunate that this situation can even happen, where you can basically be in a lobby. If you win every game, you gain no rating. I don't think that should happen, but if it doesn't happen, then you're going to have even less games than you have right now, right? And I've heard people talk about like, oh, maybe we should make it so there's 3 DPS versus 3 DPS. That is one of those things where I guarantee you will not like it. Like, there's going to be a very small amount of people that want to play 3 DPS versus 3 DPS. If you're like a warlock or a shadow priest or an elemental shaman in a 3 DPS versus 3 DPS match, well, good freaking luck. And I think the games would just not even be fun at that point. So what I think needs to happen, first of all, I think this is a big problem. If you're a high-rated healers right now are not incentivized to play just because this, right? Why would you want to queue up a competitive mode where you can basically only lose rating? Even if you win every game, you get nothing. That's not fun. I don't think it should be possible for you to play a Solo Shuffle, win 5 rounds, and not go up a rating. That's how I feel. So I feel like the MMR between healers needs to be tightened up a little bit. And I also think they need to do something to incentivize healers. I don't know exactly what they need to do to incentivize healers, but basically every single problem with Solo Shuffle right now is centered around the fact that there's just not enough healers. That's just what it is, right? If you imagine you have 200 DPS and 20 healers, well, that's a lot of DPS that have to kind of sit around and wait for healers to get out. And maybe that's not the exact numbers. That could be just an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. Like, people are frustrated that they have to sit queues, but it's actually just not possible. It's not like the system is bugged out or something like that, or at least I wouldn't expect that to be the case. The problem is there's just not enough healers, right? So you're just waiting for healers to get out of the game. So what we need to do is have more people play healers. You know, I'm gonna make a healer. I'm gonna do my part. You know, reminds me of that movie. Why can't I think of it? I'm doing my part. Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part. I'm helping. Everyone needs to make a healer. But that's not. People aren't just gonna make healers. Maybe they will because they don't want to deal with queues. But I think healers need to be incentivized. Like, I think they should actually add rewards for people that are queuing healers in solo shuffle. Like, maybe you get like a box, or maybe you get like augment ruins like you do in dungeons. You know, you get something that you can like make gold with. Maybe you can get some like unique cosmetics. The fact of the matter is, the more healers that play, the better it is for everyone, right? If you add more incentive for healers, then obviously the healers are going to be happy because they're getting more rewards. But at the same time, the DPS there's going to be more people that can actually just play the game because there's going to be more healers, right? So yeah, I think at this point, solo shuffle, it's been freaking awesome. But this is kind of a problem we saw in the beta, outside of like prime time when there's a bunch of really high rated people queuing. It's a bunch of people in general. Was just the lack of healers. That's what it is. And I know healing's stressful, and I do think certain healers are significantly better than others in solo shuffle. So maybe healer balance is a reason why some healers just don't want to try. Like, I've been warned against playing Restoration Shaman. I really want to play Restoration Shaman. I actually made Proc Pooper. I'm ready to play Resto, but every single Shaman I talk to is like, yeah, Shaman are great. I love playing 2s. I love playing 3s. It's super awesome, but I hate solo shuffle. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, if all the Shaman that are like addicted to Shaman and love it are saying like it's great in every part of the game but solo shuffle, then yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, healer disparity might be a one thing. They need to like, we need more healers. The healers need to be more evenly tuned. We need more rewards for healers, is what I would like to see. I don't know how else they're really going to do it because, yeah, DPS queues, you're seeing hour and a half long queues. And I know that really, really, really long queues only affect like the top of the ladder. But, you know, even just like like for me today, I'm not high rated. I'm a frost mage. So, you know, we're doing what we can out here. But my queues today have been in the range of like 5 to 20 minutes, which isn't that unreasonable. But once you get super high, it becomes like a lot more difficult. And I think just depending on the time of day, it becomes really bad. But that being said, if you want to play a healer, you get instant queues. So if you're just wanting to play in queue arena, I know healers can be frustrating, but there's some really fun healers out there, guys. You guys could play Evoker, you could play Resto Druid, ooh, Mistweaver Monk, Holy Priest, Discipline Priest, Resto Shaman. Lots of different options available. But yeah, I'm hoping to see some changes to solo shuffle in that regard. Just, we need more healers. That's the #1 problem. Basically every problem stems from the fact there's not enough healers.